What you looking at me for? I didn't come to stay. I hadn't so much forgot as I couldn't bring myself to remember. Other things were more important. What you looking at me for? I didn't come to stay. Whether I could remember the rest of the poem or not was immaterial. The truth of the statement was like a wadded up handkerchief sopping wet in my fist, and the sooner they accepted it, the quicker I could let my hands open and the air would cool my palms. What you looking at me for? The children's section of the colored Methodist Episcopal Church was wiggling and giggling over my well-known forgetfulness. And this is Maya Angelou as a child trying to recite a poem on Easter at her church. The dress I wore was lavender taffeta, and each time I breathed, it rustled. And now that I was sucking in air to breathe out shame, it sounded like crepe paper on the back of hearses. I had watched Mama put ruffles on the hem and cute little tucks around the waist. I knew that once I put it on, I'd look like a movie star. It was silk, and that made up for the awful color. I was going to look like one of the sweet little white girls who were everybody's dream of what was right with the world. Hanging softly over the black Singer sewing machine, it looked like magic. And when people saw me wearing it, they were going to run up to me and say, "Marguerite," sometimes it was "Dear Marguerite," "Forgive us, please. We did not know who you were." And I would answer generously, "No, you couldn't have known. Of course, I forgive you." Just thinking about it made me go round with angel's dust sprinkled over my face for days. But Easter's early morning sun had shown the dress to be plain ugly, cut down from a white woman's once purple throwaway. It was old lady long, too, but it didn't hide my skinny legs, which had been greased with Blue Seal Vaseline and powdered with Arkansas red clay. The age-faded color made my skin look dirty, like mud, and everyone in church was looking at my skinny legs. Wouldn't they be surprised when one day I woke out of my black, ugly dream and my real hair, which was long and blonde, would take the place of the kinky mask that Mama wouldn't let me straighten. My light blue eyes were going to hypnotize them. After all the things they said about my daddy must have been a Chinaman, I thought they meant made out of china like a cup, because my eyes were so small and squinty. Then they would understand why I had never picked up a Southern accent or spoke the common slang, and why I had to be forced to eat pig's tail and snouts, because I was really white, and because a cruel fairy stepmother, who was understandably jealous of my beauty, had turned me into a too big Negro girl with nappy black hair, broad feet, a space between her teeth that would hold a number 2 pencil. Good morning and welcome to Lost for Words. I'm Sarah Woods. On this channel we explore great women poets, and right now we are exploring Miss Maya Angelou. And on Mondays we are exploring her poetry, and on Fridays we are going to be diving into some of her quotes from I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings. So if you joined me on my first poetry review of one of her poems, you'll know that we did the poem To a Man, in which she describes this dark-skinned man with he's black, golden, amber, and mysterious and secretive and gentle and like a cat, like all these like really romanticized, rich, colorful descriptions of this man with amber skin, this amber man. And so the reason I picked this quote was to contrast the difference of Maya Angelou's perspective of herself at a young age. I thought it was, for me, the color of her, that she described, of her legs was very interesting to me. If you compare it to the way she described her black golden amber man in that last poem that we reviewed. She said, "It didn't hide my skinny legs, which had been greased with blue seal Vaseline and powdered with the Arkansas red clay. The age-faded color made my skin look dirty like mud, and everyone in church was looking at my skinny legs." To me, this section, it's the very beginning of her book, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. You can feel her desire to be beautiful. You can feel her desire to be noticed, her desire to not be looked at like she's nothing. And you can tell, like, she even idealizes being white. Like, the way she describes herself is that one day people are going to realize that she's going to grow up to be this beautiful white girl with blue eyes, and her ideal beauty is someone who is white, or that's what it feels like to me in this section. And then the way she describes herself, like the contrast of the way she describes this ideal white person's beauty and class and being noticed, and the way she describes her own self is like, you can feel her like sort of putting herself down and feeling as low as the mud, the red clay, Arkansas clay that she's powdered her legs with. And I guess it made me think about mud and the color of mud and the color of earth and all the shades of black and brown and red, all the different colors that you can find, of all the different colors of mud you can find, because there's so many different colors of dirt. And it made me think, for me, I love earthy colors, and it made me realize that the way she described herself was like, it was almost like disgust, like a disgust with her body, a disgust with her color, a disgust with her culture. I guess it made me think about how I love earth colors, and I actually love mud, and it made me imagine like all the different colors of people, and people who are dark-skinned, like the wide variety of darker-skinned people that there is in this world. Like, I guess it made me want to write a poem about the beauty of like mud, and like the beauty of the earth colors and the browns, the reds. I think I should write a poem. Should I write a poem? I feel like I have an idea. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I have this, I'm recording this. I never know what I'm going to do in these videos. Even I don't know what I'm doing. So I guess this has inspired me, or made me think it would be cool to write a poem about mud. Like, I don't know, is there a way you could write about the color of mud and make it beautiful? All right, I'm gonna write the word mud on my paper. Mud. And then I'm gonna write the word dirt. and then I'm going to write the word dust, and then I'm going to write the word soil. Okay, so I've never done anything like this before. It usually takes me about 10 to 15 minutes to write a poem, sort of, so I don't know how fast I can do this I can edit this, it'll be all right. We'll make it work. Mud, dirt, dust, soil. Okay. I feel like it all depends on how you say it. So we got mud, dirt, dust, soil. This makes me think of like God breathing into, like, I don't know, I'm probably got this wrong, but I feel like in the story of Adam and Eve, didn't God make Adam out of the dust? I'm pretty sure he did. Okay. Mud, dirt, dust, soil. I'm gonna say God breathed in to, should we say her or me? I'm trying to think. Mud, dirt, dust, soil. God breathed into me. Anointed my skin with holy oil. Oh, I like that. Okay, let's try this. Okay. Mud, dirt, dust, soil. God breathed into me, anointed my skin with holy oil. Just like that, we have a poem. Do you want to go further with that? You can say it again. I like repeating things because then it makes it start to give a rhythm. Mud, dirt, dust, soil. Mud, dirt, dust, soil. God breathed into me, anointed my skin with his holy oil. Mud, dirt, dust, soil. I feel like I'm trying to think of where I want to go with this. So God, we've got mud, dirt, dust, soil. God breathed into me, anointed my skin with holy oil. So you like imagine this person like rising out of like all the different kinds of, I'm going to say the colors. Okay, mud, dirt, dust, soil. God breathed into me, anointed my skin with holy oil. Mud, dirt, dust, soil. I'm not going to say that again. I'm going to say the colors. Red, brown, black, gray. So mud, dirt, dust, soil. God breathed into me, anointed my skin with holy oil. Red, brown, black, and gray. I feel like I want to say something that like, okay. Red, brown, black, gray. Never again will I look at my eye. I feel like I want to say something like red, brown, black, gray, never again. Myself will I degrade, betray. Okay, let's play with that. Let's see what that's like. Okay. All right. Mud, dirt, dust, soil. God breathed into me, anointed my skin with holy oil. Red, brown, black, gray. Never again will I myself degrade, betray. Never again myself will I degrade or betray. Okay. Red, brown, black, gray. Never again myself will I degrade or betray. Okay. Should I say degrade, betray, or degrade or betray? It's all the little things. Let's start at the beginning. Okay. Mud, dirt, dust, soil. God breathed into me, anointed my skin with holy oil. Red, brown, black, gray. Never again myself will I degrade, betray. Yeah, I think I'm going to have a whole separate line for that. Just like that. How quickly we have a poem about mud where I feel like for me, when I read it, I suddenly feel like I've taken something very humble like mud or dirt and anointed it by its creator, and then acknowledge the colors of this this mud, this dirt. Then we described it and we're like, if we're holy, if we're set apart, like if God made us and he said, you're holy, like you're beautiful, then never again will I degrade myself. I like that idea. And I feel like I geared these colors toward someone with darker skin. But I feel like any person, like you could, if you wanted to include lighter skinned people in this, I feel like you could add sand. Sometimes sand is like a light, very light colored sand. I feel like you could do this with any color, any skin and any color, that if you take it and rearrange the perspective, you can make it beautiful. Like you can easily degrade yourself. Like you can easily look at yourself and be like, I look like, ugh, and just rake yourself over like all the hateful words. But I feel like it's funny with poetry, you can take the same analogy or the same metaphor, whatever you want to call it, flip it on its head and make it into something beautiful if you want to. But because Maya Angelou is dark skinned, she is African American, black, whatever, I don't know, however you want to describe her, and her, I feel like that part that she wrote in the book was degrading her own skin. I feel like that was why I wanted to like flip it on its head and turn like the way she was trying to describe herself into something beautiful. And I think we did good. Want me to read it one more time? Okay, ready? Mud, dirt, dust, soil. God breathed into me, anointed my skin with holy oil. Red, brown, black, gray, and never again will myself I degrade, betray. Love yourself. I'm just kidding. Can you do that with yourself? Can you take, I think that's an interesting thing to do. I don't know, it's easy these days. I feel like it's very easy these days with the way media is, magazines, influencers, like everybody, I don't know, we have such a like crazy ideals for beauty that it is easy to take those ideals and then just completely degrade yourself with them. And maybe like And we never really stop to think that maybe these ideals aren't really ideal. They're just, I don't know. It's just terrible. I feel like it's just terrible. But can you take the negative way you might describe yourself, flip it around, and turn it into something beautiful? I don't know. I had fun doing this. I hope you enjoyed it. It was something different. And I hope everybody has a new appreciation for the color of clay and mud and dirt. I think I'm going to call this one, what should we call this one? I'm going to call it Arkansas clay, because that was what she described her legs like. Okay. Anyway, I could take up a lot of your time doing this. But anyway, I hope everybody enjoyed that. I hope you're enjoying exploring Maya Angelou. She is so wonderful. And that's like, we barely scratched the surface of her. That was like the first pitch. So I'm very excited to keep going. Anyway, hope y'all having a great week. Goodbye.